job, babe.
Oh, we did it!
So we are about 2 weeks away from last frost date of the year, and we want to really start getting some stuff in the ground. I really feel behind on that. We have some starts that are started, but not a lot. So I'm going to finish up this garden plot that's behind me. It's about 50 by 50. If you remember a couple episodes ago, our neighbor Dan came over and plowed this with his tractor, scraped it to get rid of a lot of these big pieces of wood chips or whatever. I'm just taking a metal rake and getting up the last of that stuff to get it ready for me to put some lime down. When Dan was out, he mentioned that the soil smelled really acidic to him, and he suggested I put a bunch of lime down. So he let me borrow his spreader. I went out and bought 3 40-pound bags of pelletized lime. In a couple days, we have a few days of heavy rain, so that should help bring that lime down into the soil and bring the neutralize the acid. So that way, when we plant and when we put in fertilizer, the ground and the soil will be able to absorb that fertilizer better than if it's really acidic. Let me just get to work. No need on just constant yapping. And when I'm done with the lime, I have something else to show you. I don't know if you can see up there, but we have a turkey vulture. We have a family of turkey vultures that live in our barns, and Levi and Winston love to chase after it. I tend to leave them alone. They don't really do any harm. They're not going to go after the chickens or anything. They like to go after dead stuff. So for me, they're completely fine to have around. The dogs, on the other hand, they have a different opinion. I got this 40-pound bag, 3 of them, fast-acting acid neutralizer, pelletized lawn lime, and let's see here, pounds needed per 1,000 square feet to increase. So we have clay soil. I'm guessing that the pH is probably in the 4.5, 5. I'm purely just guessing. I really have no idea. We need about 150 pounds to 200 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And if it's a 50 by 50, that's what, 2,500 square feet? So I don't think I have enough. 40, so I have 120 pounds. So this will give me between 5 and 5.5. No, it's gonna be even less than that. So quite honestly, what I'm telling you is I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread all 120 pounds on the 2,500 square feet, and then I'll do a soil test in a week or two, see where we're at, and readjust if needed. That's what I'm going to do. So the way that the soil spreader works is this handle you pull up, and it opens this little space right there. And the wider it is, the more stuff can go through it. And there's an adjustment that I can make right here to make it not as wide. So I think I'm going to adjust it so it opens to about halfway. All right, close that. That's a very interesting smell. I don't know how I would describe that smell, but it's an interesting smell. For those of you that haven't seen pelletized lime, here's what it looks like. It's like little pellets. I've never seen this stuff. I've never used it. So, my first time. Let's get going. I found the right setting for the opening for one bag to cover the entire 2,000 square foot to 2,500 square feet. So I have 2 more bags to go through. So I'm going to just get those all finished up, and then we'll be done. So I really feel like I got a pretty good spread, 120 pounds. I'm gonna let that soak in over the next 4 or 5 days because we have a bunch of rain. Some places it got a little bit more than others, like this got a pretty heavy dose right here. I think it just kind of was dripping out of the bottom while I was just filling it up or something. I really do think it had a pretty good coverage, so I'm happy with that. Let me go show you what's happening with the coops. Let me see if we can get this covered before the battery dies here. So I was able to finish the second coop. The only thing that's missing is a latch, and I'm waiting for a new latch to arrive from Amazon because the ones I bought from Lowe's were just junk. But I got all the hardware cloth on, the chicken wire, we got the tarp on, and we got the roost inside, the roost bar inside. And so we're going to be putting some chickens in here later today. I did want to also show you that I ended up using magnets on the doors. So 2 magnets on both the top and the bottom, and they attach to the plates that are over here on the frame. And so when I close this, you can hear it latch. And it has quite a bit of tension, or quite a bit of holding strength. So I'm not relying on that to keep it closed from predators, but I am using that so when we're inside the coop cleaning or whatever with the chickens, the door doesn't just swing open. I might put a little spring on the door also to continue to keep it closed. But for now, I'm really happy with the way that these things turned out. So I have 1 more to build. I need to find some more lumber for the framing. This one's all wired up. Put all the chicken wire, all of the hardware cloth on it, the tarps on it, and it will be ready to go here shortly after I frame the door and build the door. We ended up getting some Gorilla tape to tape off the folds in the back here. I'll probably end up putting some 2x4s down at the bottom and securing them to the frame, so these don't blow around in the wind too much and nothing can get underneath. Even if they do, there's still wire. Whoops, there's still wire behind these the tarps. So anyway, really happy with the way these things turned out, and I'm excited to get all of our laying flock in the coops. And the existing males that we have in here, they're loving their space. Yeah, see, these are the latches that are just junk. I really don't like these latches. And I need to put the magnets on these doors here, so that way I can come in here and close the door without any issue.